We're now going to have a look at what the HSL, colour and black and white controls do over in the right hand panel. So you'll find these three here and they are independent controls. So what happens is if I click on the black and white, it's automatically going to open the panel and turn the image to black and white for me. Same as if I clicked on the colour or the HSL. Now I'm just going to go back to the colour module first and talk about it because really it relates to the other two. So what happens is HSL stands for hue, saturation and lubricants. So when we click on that module, we're actually seeing separate controls for each of those functions. Whilst the colour, all it really does is group them so that you have full control of all your reds, your hue, saturation and lubricants, all in one control. So for example, if I come down and go to the blue, because there's a lot of blue in this image here, and we'll have a look at what each of these controls do. So when we talk about hue, hue is the colour and the colour shift that's available to us. Now the best way to look at it is, when we move this slider, those blues in there are going to change. And what's going to happen is they will shift between aqua, which is the one above, and purple, the colour below. So that'll give you an idea of where you can move those colours to or shift them to. So this is really to do with colour shift that you can do and create in your image. Saturation is the amount of colour. You can make it a darker colour or pull the colour right out and turn it black and white. So saturation is controlled by that slider. While lubricants, that's to do with really the brightness. We can make it, quite dull, or we can pull it in and add a lot more vibrance into the shot. So that's what these three controls do. And under colour, you can go in and control each of these individually for a particular colour, which is quite handy if you just want to work on a certain colour within your photograph. Now the old option key straight away will give you the reset options, so you can go through and independently reset those colours for a particular colour. So I've reset on my blue back. Now if I take us across into the hue, saturation and lubricants, basically you will have the option at the top just to deal with your hue, your saturation or your lubricants. So you can deal with either one of these in a particular colour range. Or if you want, you can view them all. But we'll just deal with one. So let's just we'll look at hue at this stage. We're still dealing with the blue. All it does, again, it tells you we can go as far as aqua and purple, and we can change those there. So we have a little bit more control, and we can deal with a lot more colours very quickly. So I can come through, change yellows, push oranges, and actually come through and make some enhancements to the image. Pull a little bit of colour out, and just make those changes in the colour saturation itself and shift colours. So under HSL you have those independent controls where you can go through and do that. Again, if you press Alt Option down, basically you can go through and reset them all back to normal. Now one of the real key features here in this area is with all of them, they all have this little toggle up the side here. And once again, this toggle is going to allow you to go in and point within the image and push up or down and make colour shift changes within the image. So if you're not quite sure what colour you're changing, up the top here, I can come and click on it and I can push and I can change the sky. I can come in and his hair, start to pull and make changes in here. And see there's a couple of sliders working in this range here, and that's what happens. So this is a really key feature. This is where you can come in and really start to control the colours within your photography. Now, let's miss out here on the black and white side of things. So Alt Option again, just to reset it. If I go to black and white, what this is really doing is it's giving me an option to come in here and enhance the black and white within the image. And thinking of just flicking a switch, turning it black and white, we think that that's how it's done with digital. Not really. We need to be able to go in and change these color channels, and that's what happens here. So each of these colors will have a different color channel. For example, blue will affect differently in the shot. See how we can pull it and darken those blue images. We can give it that grungy comic sort of print look, or we can start pulling it out and making it more vibrant. So this is a really unique feature that we can do. We can change the way our black and whites work. We can make them more vibrant. We can pull colors. We can really change the effect we want to do within the shot. And again, you've got the little toggle switch here. You can click on, you can come into an image, and you can make adjustments. So this HSL color and black and white panel looks very confusing when you first start to use it, but the beauty is you can come through, play around with it, and then at the end come and have a look at the differences with the types of work that you've created. So once again, it's an area that you need to play with, get used to using, and you can really control and make some colors pop within your photographs.